Hello, this is Jonathan, and I am doing a part two of the last video that I did about the article in the Wall Street Journal. And it is called The Growing Risk for Jews Who Show Their Jewishness. Basically, this article was saying as long as you hide who you are, in this case being Jewish, you should be fine. And things such as going to synagogue or going to a kosher market are very Jewish things to do. So as long as you avoid that, you'll be fine. The only ones that are actually suffering from anti-Semitism are people in the Orthodox world that wear the black, their dress, and that they have the curls and the hat, and the kippas. As long as you're not like that, you should be fine. And it's kind of an over-exaggeration that there's a lot of attacks against Jews in this country, which I disagree with on many points. One thing that I pointed out in the last video was telling Jews not to go to synagogue, not to go to kosher market is like telling me as a Mexican, oh, if there's a tax on Mexicans, maybe you should avoid going to church. Maybe you should stop going to Mexican market. But the question is, how far do you go? If you're telling Jews not to do that, then what's next? Don't speak Hebrew. In my case, oh, then don't speak Spanish. Don't do anything that's outwardly Jewish. Or in my case, don't do anything that's outwardly Mexican, so that no one will bother you. I completely disagree with that point of view because in this country, Jews should be free to dress the way they want and to act the way they want without fear. Obviously, just like any other culture, I'm not going to go around beating people up. That's not what I'm going to do. So the same thing, obviously, to live your life peaceably, I should not have to be hiding that I'm Mexican, just like Jews shouldn't have to be hiding that they're Jewish in this country. So I was pleasantly surprised to see that there was a counter article published a few days, not maybe a week after this one, and it's called my gosh, anti-Semitism: Which Jews face it and how to respond. And there's a quote here that says, "You may count me among the Jews who are not terrified." So let's go ahead and see what's on this article. Okay, so it's saying here that basically, while yes, some Jews who are more outwardly Jewish are easier targets, that doesn't by no means mean that other Jews are not also suffering similar situations. And uh, and it's wrong to be having to hide and assimilate completely into the culture in order to avoid any such negative experiences. However, once again, Jews should not have to hide who they are in order to be living peaceably in this country. All right, so gosh, I keep on doing this. What's going on? Okay, all right. So we have several different people, Jews from different around the country, from Houston. One of them saying, "I'm not afraid. My synagogue has security, and we stand up for each other. And not everyone lives in a blue state. People live in red states where there's more rights for carrying arms." He's absolutely right. And also hear that there are lots of Jews experiencing anti-Semitism, not just Orthodox Jews, which is ridiculous to say. And here is a short one. Mr. Oppenheimer's essay brings us to the age-old blame the victim thinking by Dorothy Dorrance. Exactly. Instead of blaming the perpetrator, oh, you're blaming the person. Oh, you shouldn't look like that. You shouldn't dress like that to show that you're Jewish, hide that you're Jewish. That's wrong. And so there's several more. I'm not going to read them all for you. You can read them yourself, but I wanted to point out that there is a counter argument. So good on you, Wall Street Journal, for publishing this article in response to Mr. Oppenheimer's article. And because, as you know, he said one thing that he said was that basically the Orthodox are the only ones who are suffering from anti-Semitism in this country and from attacks. However, as we can see in this article here, some Jews are taking off their Stars of David and their kippas in order to hide that they're Jewish because they're afraid. And I have lots of Jewish friends who do not go to synagogue and some who don't even believe in God. And yet they wear a Star of David because they are proud of who they are. And these people, my friends, that have a Star of David are also can be targeted for attacks. So that is shows you that Mr. Oppenheimer's narrow thinking is wrong and saying that only Orthodox, are the ones who are being attacked. No, people that are showing any type of evidence that they're Jewish, whether it's wearing a star or just simply speaking their language, if that's the language they speak as well as besides English, that they are Jewish and they shouldn't have to stop talking Hebrew. They shouldn't have to stop going to a kosher market. They shouldn't have to stop wearing a Star of David or a kippah or anything else because this is supposed to be a free country. So I want to encourage my friends that are associated with Latinos for Israel to stand up and to speak out whenever you hear people saying these type of things. We just can't stay quiet because other people may think, oh, well, that's true. Wow, yeah, they shouldn't be wearing those things. Well, it's their fault. No, it is not their fault. We need to speak up, stand up for what is right. And even if you don't have any Jewish friends, do stand up for this anyway because, yeah, it may could be Jews today, but what if it's Mexicans tomorrow or Indians the day after that? You don't know. And so when you stand up for what's right in one area, you're standing for what's right in all areas. Have a great day and God bless.